Here we are at the Terminal 2 of the Muritala Mohammed International Airport. And this particular day, I missed my flight. Hey, so I'm about to share that story with you. It's time to go. Guys, this was me as early as 4:40 in the morning. As you can see by my time, I had a 7 a.m. flight in the morning with airpeace back to Accra. Yes, so the driver came a little bit past 5 to come pick me, and the worst happened. I didn't video that part where we actually had a flat tire. In like 15 minutes into the journey, we had a flat tire. I was like, hey, village people, waiting I do on that today. But I was a little bit relaxed because I was like, well, airpeace. Guys, I was so wrong this time because I've traveled airpeace 3 different times and I'll have afternoon flights back to Accra with them, and I was delayed the 3 times. So this time I was like, no, I have to join the morning flight because I've joined their morning flight from Accra to Lagos and they were on time. So I was like, no, I have to join morning flight this time. Then that was when village people decided to do their work. Well, don't mind me. I'm not a superstitious person though. I'm just trying to catch cruise. So we're approaching the airport. The first thing that happened is at this point we're running in a good speed. I was like, please just be fast. And it was still past 6 in the morning. Now when we got to the terminal, we were supposed to pass the right. Now they took us to the old terminal because that place was kind of blocked. Everybody's diverting you to this point. So now here we were going to the old terminal. You now have to walk about 3 to 5 minutes back to Terminal 2. Remember, I had a flight for 7 o'clock. So all this time, it was eating into my time. So this was all me and the guy who was helping me with my luggage. We were walking back from the old terminal to the new terminal. And when you get into the new terminal, you do custom check, all those things, ask you questions, where are you going to, and all that. And they saw that I was kind of in a hurry and they asked me, what time is your flight? I told them 7 a.m. Oh, they were kind of nice with me. I was like, okay, no problem, you can be going. And this was me getting to airpeace and nobody was there anymore. Of course, I still saw one person at the counter and she was like, we are closed. I was like, babe, you need to help me. I'm going back to my family. The babe did not agree. Guys, I was in a confused state. In my confused state, yes, I was still trying to show you what the new terminal looks like. This place have been in use for over 2 years now. I know I've done a couple of videos here, but this particular day, I was not myself. So the lady at their counter was just like, well, if you had booked online, it would have been easier. I would have just printed out your boarding pass, but now I have to start doing all that process. And we've already printed out the manifest and so on and so forth. I was like, wait, hey, I missed my flight that I booked for 200,000 plus. Yes, and if you're going from Lagos to Accra right now, or maybe they might have changed because these things keep fluctuating. I paid 218,000 for this particular flight and I missed it. So I went to their counter to ask questions, guys. I went to ask questions and they were like, you can actually change the flight. If you're changing the flight, I was going to pay 70-something thousand naira extra. Are you guys joking with me? Like, are you joking with me? 70-something thousand, so almost 300k. And their next flight is by 9:30 p.m. in the night. Hey God, 9:30. So I'm going to sit down in this airport till 9:30. Because if you say you're going back into Lagos, this was in the morning, the traffic. Then before you get home, maybe you're getting home like 11, you just rest more by maybe 4, 5, or even 6 p.m. You start coming out again because it's rush hour. Guys, I was in the most confused state. That was when I went upstairs. So I was thinking, African World, let me check if African World actually has flights. And fortunately for me, they had flight for 9:10 a.m. That's 10 minutes past 9. I quickly rushed and I asked how much. They told me 308,000 and some fraction like that. Can you still take me? And they were like, yes, why not? They will take me. I said, are you guys sure? Like, I won't miss my flight, because by the time I was talking to them, I was at the airport for hours still thinking of what next to do, what next not to do. Should I change the flight to something else? Should I what? Because anyone you're asking them, I wasn't the only one who actually didn't come early. So anyone you're asking them, the kind of prices they were calling for me, and I have to still sit at the airport for hours. If I'm going to go back into the house, I have to stay. I have to spend another 20 something K. I was like, God, what is all of this? So guys, in fact, there's a lot of story to tell today because of what I've been through. I've been through a lot. Oh my. So finally going to gate 4. From Airpeace, I had to change my flight to African World. So to the boarding gate. Here we are. So guys, that was how I joined Africa World that morning. That morning I had to pay 308,000 to be able to join this particular flight, because in my head I'm like, is it not a waste of time? Let me change this particular one I missed with Airpeace. Let me just change it to whenever I'm coming again, instead of me sitting at the airport. If I say I'm going back into Lagos, that's the wrongest time to move. The flight time everything wasn't just fitting in, so I just had to pay that money. Is it expensive? Definitely. 45 minutes journey, like it's the same time between Lagos, Port Harcourt and all that. That's what you're flying, Lagos to Accra, but it's quite expensive. But they really need to explain to us, is it because it's an international flight? Is that why it is that expensive? I know it wasn't that expensive before, but right now that is what it is. So we finally took off that morning, and I would say I didn't regret anything. It wasn't my fault. The driver had already gone a long way, because I actually tried calling him, but he come and pick me. But he said, I've already gone, far, coming back. I was going to be in traffic. In fact, there was nothing I didn't try out. So it made me spend some hours, thinking, trying to re-strategize. It was about 40 minutes to close of checking it for African World. That was when I decided. So when I went to their office, I had to ask them very, very well, are you sure? And they said, why not? We can call them at the counter. They have all these airlines have offices, so we can call them at the counter to actually hold on for you. So that's why I left that morning, guys. So I like videoing these parts because I just like seeing what nature, what the sky out there looks like. One of the things I love about morning flight is entering the cloud. Yes, I love this thing a whole lot. As much as I was very, very, let's say, angry or sad about how a lot of things went, there were people who didn't have the option. They just had to wait and all that, because paying extra money, if the more you change or the long, I don't even know, everything was just, I was asking questions, trying to change and all. I just had to spend the money because I wanted to leaving the airport and all that. It just didn't sound well with me. So here we are approaching Accra. So guys, we finally landed Accra. this particular morning. This was exactly what I wanted. So all that plenty night flight thing, I didn't want to come into Accra at night. I'm always coming to Accra at night with delayed flights. So this time I wanted to do morning. So in 45 minutes we're in Accra. So if it's 9 a.m. in Lagos, it's 8 a.m. here because Nigeria is 1 hour ahead of Accra. So we got here quite early in the morning. We left Lagos past 9, so we are getting here like to 9, you know. So once you get into the arrival section of the Kotoka airport, the first people you meet, the first counter is actually those who ask for your yellow fever card, sometimes your vaccine card. Yes, so you submit that to them. Then after that is immigration. So accept you in. For me, I have my permit, so I don't really go through a lot of questioning like that. Oh, still waiting for our luggages. We are still waiting. We're still waiting. Finally out. Guys, I was finally done with checks and I had to wait for my people a bit. Remember, I came in the morning, so there was traffic also in Accra, so I was waiting for them to come pick me. Now let me say, please always try and check in online if you have maybe a little delay on your way, traffic and all. Yes, it didn't even occur to me to check in online. So when I was told, oh, you have checked in online, so at least I learned that one, that in case I'm in any kind of situation like this, I should just check in online. So everyone, thank you for watching my video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I did a lot of video when I was in Nigeria. You can actually click to watch most of my vlogs and content when I was in Nigeria. So I'm going to be coming back very, very, very soon. Thank you everyone. Like I said, subscribe, just subscribe. Thank you.